some lessons don't come from books. They come from bruises. They come from life.
There is no substitute for experience, period.
Some of the biggest successes were a byproduct of failure.
If you want to learn, build, and grow,
Why not learn from somebody who's already paid the price for success?
the wisdom is in the gray.
This is The Graybeard Show.
Learn,
Build.
grow.
And welcome to the show. You're listening to The Graybeard Show. My name, it happens to be Graybeard, otherwise known as Sean Davis. This is a place where I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I am somebody that is a serial entrepreneur. I've created been blessed to create 3 7-figure revenue producing businesses. And today is a very, very special show. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. In fact, I'm trying to lift up others today. I have a very unique, very interesting proposition, I think, for a handful of people out there in radio land. So I want to tell you all about it. Let's buckle in, okay? Because today is not going to be your average Graybeard show. Nope. Today, I'm not just talking life change. I'm not just talking about coaching or my usual blend of wisdom and sarcasm. Today's episode is all about you. And more specifically, about 5 of you in the radio land. Yes, 5, not 50, not 500, not however many followers the latest TikTok sensation has. 5 living, breathing, hungry for something more human beings who are ready to turn a side hustle or small business into something real. I'm opening up 5 spots in my mentorship practice to come alongside real people that either have a small business or who want to create a side hustle business. So this isn't a cattle call. This isn't a sign up for my online course gimmick. This is me, Graybeard, throwing down the gauntlet and saying, if you're serious, if you're ready, if you're sick of dabbling and tired of watching other people live their dreams and pass you by, I've got 5 spots for mentorship and I'm going to fill them fast. So if you're here listening right now, maybe in a car, maybe on your way to a job you secretly wish you could quit, or maybe you're folding laundry at home thinking there's got to be more than this. Well, stay with me. Stay tuned in, because this shows where dreaming stops and doing starts. So let me hit you with some truth right out of the gate. Okay? Most side hustles fail. And I don't mean eventually. I mean quickly. Faster than a diet in December, faster than your New Year's resolutions fall apart after your first donut in January. You know it and I know it. People get excited. They see someone on Instagram talking about making 6 figures selling seashell necklaces or flipping birdhouses on Etsy. And they think, well, I can do that too. So they go out, spend $600 on craft supplies, $1,200 on Facebook ads, and about 30 hours trying to build a website that looks like it was made by a caffeinated squirrel. And by month 3, they're staring at the bank account saying, what happened? Here's what happened. They tried to build a rocket without a blueprint. And rockets without blueprints don't just fail, they explode. Usually in your living room, and usually at the exact moment your spouse asks, so, how's that little business idea of yours going? And that, my friends, that is why mentorship matters. I'll give you a quick story. My very first attempt at a side hustle, and this was way before my experiences in financial advisory, my experiences in home renovation and flipping, way before solar, way before radio, before Graybeard was even a nickname, because I definitely did not have a gray beard. I tried to flip cars. Yep. Thought I was going to be the king of Craigslist. Now, I knew a little bit about cars. but I knew nothing about the car business. I bought a beat up Honda Civic thinking, oh yeah, I'll clean this thing up, flip it, double my money. It's going to be guaranteed. I know it. 3 weeks later, I was knee deep in a broken car with repair bills. The car still wouldn't start without a prayer. And I had learned a very painful truth. There's a difference between being interested in something and being equipped to profit from it. Fast forward a few years, I got around some mentors, got around some people that knew better, got around some people that were experienced, people who had built businesses, who knew the potholes and knew how to turn effort into income. And let me tell you, the difference was night and day. Instead of guessing, I had a guide. Instead of throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks, I had strategy. And instead of a garage full of dead Hondas, I started building businesses that actually made real money. And that's why today's Graybeard show is different. This is a call to arms for a very select few, a special few, 5 people. This is me saying, I'm looking for 5 people, five side hustlers, 5 entrepreneurs, 5 men or women who are ready to stop dabbling and start building something real. Because here's the deal. I've had the fortune and the favor to have built multiple 7-figure businesses in completely different industries. Finance, was a financial advisor for 22 years. Real estate, I flipped houses for 3 years and had quite a bit of success, just didn't like the business. Fell into an opportunity to own an energy company in the solar space, ramped that up, created a 7-figure business out of that. Now my kids are running that. I've built them with radio, with direct marketing strategies, with boots on the ground hustle, and yes, now with AI. And I know how to shortcut the process. I know how to collapse timeframes, and I know how to help you avoid the potholes that swallow most side hustlers alive. Think of me like a GPS. Without a mentor, you're driving blindfolded in the middle of rush hour trying to get to a city you've never been to with only your cousin Gary yelling directions from the back seat. And Gary, he's been wrong about everything since 1987. With me, you get a voice in your ear saying, turn left here, avoid that traffic jam up ahead. Don't buy that ad package from Google. It's a scam. You won't make any money from it. And here's the shortcut. And the best part, I don't even yell recalculating when you miss a turn. I just get you back on track. And that's what mentorship is. It's not magic. It's direction. And direction is what turns effort into results. And so here's why exclusivity matters, okay? Why only 5? Graybeard, why only 5? Why not 50? Because I'm not interested in building some big, generic online program where you watch a bunch of videos and then get left to figure it out on your own. That's not how I roll. I want 5 people because I want this to be hands-on. I want to know your name. I want to know your goals. I want to know why you want to start this business, what it means to you, what it would mean to you if it was successful. I want to actually walk with you. That's how you get results in business. And let me tell you, exclusivity matters. When you know the spots are limited, you act differently. You lean in, you commit, you don't let it slide, you don't make excuses. You ever notice how people treat an all-you-can-eat buffet compared to a steakhouse where the chef only cooks 10 steaks a night? At the buffet, everyone piles the plate high. Half of it goes cold. A lot of it's wasted. You wander around like a zombie wondering if you should get dessert. And at the steakhouse, though, catered by a Michelin star chef, you savor every bite. You know it's a special experience. You know it's exclusive. It doesn't come around all the time. You respect it. You commit to it. That's the difference. And this isn't a side hustle buffet. This is an entrepreneurial steakhouse. I've got 5 steaks on the grill. One of them could be yours. So here's what I want you to do. If you've ever wanted to start a side hustle, If you're a small business owner now struggling, don't wait till the end of the show. Don't say, oh, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll email him next week. No, it's extremely important to be decisive in business. I'm looking for people that can make a decision now, because the alternative is to not start anything and have lifelong regret. So pull out your phone. If you write down this number, 84503, it's a 5-digit number that you can text. Key it into your texting app, wherever your messages are on your phone. However you get texts from people you communicate with, that's where you go. Key in 84503 and then just text this one word, mentor. mentor, mentor. Because when the 5 seats, when they're gone, they're gone. I don't reopen them. I don't add a 6th chair to the table. I don't have a side hustle mentoring buffet where you can just wander in at midnight and hope for leftovers. I'm looking for people that are serious, that want to take action. This is exclusive. And if you're serious, you'll act. All you got to do is text mentor to 84503. My team will be in touch. We'll ask you a few questions about what you want to do, what kind of a business you want to start, what your idea is, what you're doing now. We'll ask you a few questions about that. You'll have a one-on-one direct spark meeting with me. It's a 30-minute meeting, no charge initially for that 30-minute meeting. But we'll talk about your business, and if you are somebody I think I can help, if the business is something that I think I can add value to, we'll tell you what that looks like, and we will start right away. So here's what's coming in some later segments. If you're wondering, oh, Graybeard, I'm interested, but what exactly am I going to learn? What makes your approach different? Well, you just got to hang tight. Because in the rest of today's show, I'm going to break it all down for you. I'm going to show you why most side hustles crash and burn. I'm going to talk about marketing, especially radio marketing, what I'm doing right now versus the so-called gurus who want you to dump your money into digital black holes. I'm going to open up the toolbox on artificial intelligence, AI, and show you how it's not just for tech nerds, but for real, everyday hustlers who want leverage. And then I'll walk you through the exact framework I use when I mentor someone. Assessment, choosing the right model, crafting a marketing strategy that pulls in money, executing with discipline and accountability, and scaling when the time is right. It's not complicated, but it is intentional. And here's what you need to know. Only 5 spots. I only have room in my calendar. I take this personal. I put myself all in. I've only got 5 spots. So if you're with me, if you're leaning forward right now, thinking, man, maybe this is my shot, then good. That's exactly where I want you to be, because the truth is your shot won't be here forever. You've probably waited long enough already. Every day you wait is another day someone else steps into the opportunity you've been sitting on. And trust me, the cost of waiting, it's massive. So let's get rolling. 5 spots, 1 mentor, a side hustle that actually works. This is your opportunity with the Graybeard Show right now. Today might just be the start of something new for you, but only if you take action. See, in business, it's important to be decisive. It's important to trust your gut. If you feel a prompting, if you feel an urging, if you feel something down inside, like you've waited long enough and, by golly, now's the time, then here's what you need to do. All you got to do is text mentor, mentor, to 84503, and then wait for a call back from my team. We'll ask you a few questions, and we'll get to work right away if you're one of the lucky 5. All right, let's talk about segment number 2, why side hustles fail without mentorship. So here's my take, friends, out there in Radioland. Let's roll up our sleeves and walk through the most impossible place, the place where most people pretend it doesn't exist, the side hustle graveyard. You ever heard of it? I don't say it to be dramatic. I say it because I've seen the headstones. Here lies the Amazon FBA empire that never did the math. Somebody started an Amazon FBA business and didn't dig deep enough. Here lies the coaching business with a logo but no offer. Here lies the Etsy shop that sold 3 macrame owls to mom. Sweet, very sweet, just not sustainable. Why do most side hustles fail? It's not because you're lazy or dumb. It's because you're trying to build a plane while it's taking off with no lessons, no mechanic, no checklist, and no co-pilot. You've got hustle. What you don't have is a mentor. You don't have a guide. Trying to do this alone is it's kind of like assembling IKEA furniture without instructions and with 3 mystery screws always left over, right? Sure, it looks like a bookshelf until you put books on it. Then all of a sudden it falls and looks like modern art, right? You know what I'm talking about. I hate those IKEA build-it-yourself stuff, man. I just can't. So let me give you the 5 big reasons side hustles flatline, don't work, and exactly how a mentor keeps your heart monitor beeping, all right? So number 1, obscurity. People can't buy what they can't find. Obscurity is the silent killer. Not enough people know you exist, and the ones who do forget 2 minutes later because the algorithm, the social media algorithm, served them a dancing ferret eating an ice cream cone, and they couldn't resist watching that video, and they forgot all about you. If you're relying on a platform to bless you with attention, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you're not really running a business. You're just hoping. Hope is not a marketing plan. That's why I love direct response advertising, radio, podcast mentions, local partnerships, outbound calls, SMS, real world trackable messages that make people act now. A mentor says, stop posting your 47th inspirational quote and hoping that at some point you will go viral. Here's how you do it right with an awareness stack. Okay, number 1, a direct response channel for immediate leads. Direct response advertising means you know right away whether your money's working for you or not. Number 2, one content channel for trust. It could be social media, could be YouTube, whatever you want. One content channel for trust, and then one community channel for retention. Done. You're not everywhere. You're in the right where. You're focusing on being in the right place, not being scattered like a shotgun blast, right? Number 2, model confusion. Great effort, wrong game. You picked the wrong business model for your life. You choose high margin but low velocity when you needed quick cash, or you choose low margin products with high velocity when you needed sanity and a better work-life balance. You can be excellent at certain skill sets, highly developed skill sets, and still go broke with your side hustle. A mentor asks ruthless questions because business is ruthless. Do you need money in 30 days or 12 months? Do you want client work, product sales, or media? Do you have more time, or do you have more skill or more capital? That triage lands you in the right lane. Services for fast cash, productized services for scale, digital products or affiliate for leverage, e-commerce if you love logistics, and local lead gen if you want the phone ringing. Pick wrong and you'll feel like you're pedaling uphill with square wheels. Trust me, I know. Pick right and your effort suddenly gets compound interest and it feels like you're riding an e-bike uphill. Everything becomes a lot less effort. It becomes more effortless. Number 3, math illiteracy. No unit economics, no business. A lot of people don't understand the following metrics I'm going to share with you. And this is one of the critical benefits of having a mentor. Graybeard, hey, listen, I'm just going to, you know, what I want to do is I want to buy some ads. I want to test some ads. Well, fantastic. Do that. What's your CAC? What's your LTV? If those acronyms feel like a new cereal brand to you, that's the problem. CAC, client acquisition cost. What does it cost you to retain a new client? You need to know that. What's your LTV, lifetime value of a client? You need to understand that. That's why a mentor can help. Businesses aren't powered by vibes. They're powered by unit economics. If it costs you $50 to acquire a customer and you profit $150 over 90 days, that math works. That's a sustainable business. But if it costs $150 to acquire a customer and your profit is $50 over 90 days, that's how you go broke. That's how you go out of business. Mentorship plugs the numbers in before you burn the money. Saves you time and saves you money, especially with somebody that's been there before. We build a napkin profit and loss statement. We understand what your client acquisition cost is. We understand what your AOV is, which is your average order value, your COGS, your cost of goods and services, refunds, fulfillment time, margin. We ask, can we sell a front-end offer that breaks even fast, then stack a back-end that prints profit? That's not fancy. It's just survival. It's business 101. And yes, this is where AI helps, but only if you aim at the right math. Tools don't replace thinking. They amplify it. AI makes you wrong faster if you don't wield the tool correctly. Ask me how I know that. I've made that mistake already. I want you to learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. Okay? Point number 4, message, market mismatch. You're saying the right thing to the wrong people or vice versa. You've got a heartfelt message. I love that. Anybody that's got a heartfelt message, right? I love that. The market, though, loves clarity more than heart. So here's an example, okay? You could say, I help busy moms feel confident. That's a nice thing to say. It kind of warms the heart, right? However, if you change that strategically and now you say, I help new moms lose the first 12 postpartum pounds in 8 weeks without counting calories, that's a message that will get you paid. There's a difference between the two. One feels good, but it's obscure. It's not narrowed in. It's not specific. The other one is very specific about what you bring to the table and what your client is going to get out of the interaction. Mentorship turns mental fog into a laser beam. Who you help. What pain point are you solving? What outcome are you delivering? How are you going to deliver it? And what makes you different? Differentiation. We sharpen your category of one, and then we prove it with a tight case study, a money-back promise you can live with, and a call to action so simple a distracted goldfish could follow it. Vague messages get likes. Specific messages gets buyers. You want to be specific. Number 5, energy leaks. You're busy, not productive. I see this always with brand new entrepreneurs, side hustle folks. This is the eternal trap of entrepreneurship, okay? Entrepreneurs love to be busy. It feels like progress when they're busy, but busy is not the same as productive. 100 nice to haves drown the 3 must-haves that move revenue, okay? Mentorship installs operating rhythm, okay? You need operating rhythm. You need somebody to check on the dashboard of the gauges of your business. Weekly WBR, wins, bottlenecks, and requests. A 3-task daily stack, money, marketing, and maintenance. And a monthly pre-mortem. If this failed, what would the autopsy say? Then we fix the cause now, not when the coroner shows up. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And here's the solo trap, the no feedback loop, the no cadence, the no mirror. Okay, for you solo folks out there. Doing it yourself is seductive. It really is. YouTube, a little caffeine, some optimistic spreadsheets, but you can't read the label from inside the jar. You need a mirror, a mentor to reflect what you can't see. Sloppy offers, leaky follow-ups, pricing that screams you're an amateur, fulfillment steps that don't scale. You see, a mentor compresses your decision-making. Instead of 40 hours of research, you get a 4-minute directive. Do A, not B. That's how time gets collapsed. That's how you save money. That's how you figure things out more quickly. That's why athletes have coaches. That's why pilots use checklists. And that's why founders with mentors sprint while the rest of the internet jogs in circles. Here's what mentorship actually delivers beyond pep talks. The following list saves side hustlers and small business owners massive amounts of time and money. Decision compression. We cut either or to do this now. In other words, we accelerate your ability to make decisions quickly. That's really important in business. Time is money. Borrowed belief. You borrow my belief. Until you stack your wins, you can borrow my wins. That's what leverage does. I've created 3 7-figure businesses in my 35-year business career. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I only worked for somebody when I was 18 and 19 years old. From that point on, I have been an entrepreneur. I believe in myself, and if I see an opportunity in your side hustle or your business, I'll help you to believe in it too. Accountability and cadence, clear weekly deliverables, not vague intentions. Systematized, clear objectives. We're moving things forward step by step. Rolodex and war stories. Use this vendor, avoid that platform. Here's the script. I've got a Rolodex, I've got war stories, I got vendors, I've got people that can help. Risk management. We don't avoid every mistake. You learn a lot with mistakes. Mistakes will happen. And guess what? The path to success is always paved with failures. A lot of people don't ever start their side hustle. They don't ever go into business. They don't ever launch that idea that they had because they're afraid of failing. What they don't realize is every success journey that you've ever heard about, I don't care how big or how small, that journey had failure as part of it because that's how you learn what to do because you learned what not to do. Failure is part of the process. Lastly, skill stack scaffolding, offer, pricing, script, channel, close, fulfillment in order. No more learning TikTok dances before you have a sellable offer for your business. This isn't hand-holding. It's handing you the wheel and keeping you out of the ditch. That's what we're talking about. And then we get to the 30, 60, 90, and 120-day success sprint, how we actually work. And this is an example of what that would look like. Days 1 through 30, traction. Clarify your offer and the outcome. Price for profit, not panic. Draft a 1-page sales page and your 60-second elevator pitch. Choose a direct response channel, whether that's radio, local advertising, podcasting, being a guest on a podcast, local business partnership. And then you build a 3-step lead capture, the hook, the lead magnet, and then call booking. Days 31 through 60, proof of process. You collect testimonials, package a case study, install WBR rhythm and pipeline discipline, build a simple upsell or continuity offer. Tune the message based on real objections heard in week 1 through 4. You want to take the information you gather in the first 30 days and use that to refine your process in days 31 through 60. 61 through 90 is all about scaling. Add a second channel or deepen the first. Systematize your fulfillment and operations. Decide scale lever, hire, productize, raise prices. And then days 91 through 20, you got slight tweaks and course adjustments. You've already got things kind of up and going. Refine your efficiencies and process. And then it's really important you set your 180 and 365-day goals and then refine your roadmap toward those goals. Notice what's not on this list I've described. Perfect logos, 14-page business plans, choreography for your reels to trending audio on Instagram or TikTok. It's cute, but it's just not cash. It's not effective. So here's a couple of 2 stories, right? Etsy Rachel. She was drowning in pretty photos and weak sales. She thought she had a traffic problem. She had a positioning problem. We rewrote her listings to solve one specific customer pain point, raised her prices, added a 2-pack bundle offer, and then started a local pop-up once a week with a simple radio-style script read on a neighborhood podcast. She didn't triple her followers. She doubled her revenue in 45 days. That's the difference. We don't want or need followers if they're not customers. We want revenue in 45 days. You want to target revenue. Roofer Eric, he was doing a great work re-roofing people's homes, but lived in a feast or famine mode. Nobody that's in the trades, whether it's a plumber, an electrician, roofer. See, his marketing was a magnet on his truck waiting for people to call him. We installed a direct response radio read. Tight offer, phone number said twice. irresistible urgency, and a follow-up SMS sequence that booked estimates within 24 hours. He had a predictable 8 to 12 bids a week and built a 3-month backlog, same skill, new system, and he pocketed 60 grand in that process. Could they have gotten there alone? Maybe. Maybe in 2 years with some scar tissue, and maybe not. Mentorship got them there in 2 or 3 months. Here's some common objections, and here's my rebuttals. I agree, Beard. Sounds good, but I just don't have the time. You don't have the time because your effort isn't prioritized. See, we eliminate 80% of what you're doing that doesn't move or make you money. 3 daily moves: money, marketing, maintenance. Done in 2 focused hours if you have them. I agree, Beard. I don't have the money. Well, respect. But how expensive is staying stuck? I'm definitely not asking you to mortgage your firstborn child or dog. I'm asking you to invest in your side hustle success so your learning curve bends now. We structure front-end offers that recruit investment fast. You fund growth from cash flow, not credit card flames. Hey, Graybeard. I think I can do it myself. Well, I'm sure you can. So could Tom Brady. He still had a coach. DIY works when the stakes are low and the timeline is long. If your goals are real and your patience is short, DIY becomes DI. Why am I not going anywhere? Why is this not working? It's a more difficult path. I'm not ready. Translation: I'm scared. Welcome to entrepreneurship. Readiness is a decision, not a feeling. We don't throw you off a cliff like an eagle does her eaglet. We build the runway under your feet, but only if you make the decision to commit. Be decisive. Business requires fast decision-making and trusting your gut instinct. And here's the hidden cost of waiting. Every month you delay, someone else, a competitor, claims your spot in the customer's mind. Every quarter you tinker, your market shifts without you. The opportunity cost doesn't show up on a credit card statement, but it might be the most expensive bill you'll ever pay. The bill of lost dreams, lost opportunities. The stuff people mention on their deathbed: not acting, not taking the chance, not using their gifts and talents, tortured and regretful of what might have been if they had only tried. Momentum is real, so is entropy. Businesses don't drift to clarity, they drift to chaos. You fight drift with decisions. Mentorship accelerates them. I'm not offering a video vault and a pat on your head. I'm offering proximity, wisdom, advice, perspective, mentorship, accountability, and pressure. All of them the healthy kind. We meet weekly with a clear agenda: metrics, blockages, commitments. You get my eyes on your offer, your message, and your numbers. You get scripts that have been used in the real world: radio reads, outbound openers, discovery call questions that convert, pricing language that doesn't squeak. You get guardrails. When something is about to go off the rails, I say, nope, do this instead, and we keep it moving. You get my Rolodex where it makes sense: vendors, creatives, techs, media. And yes, we'll infuse AI, the right tools aimed at the right targets: research, drafting, editing, follow-up, list cleanup, meeting notes, inbox triage. AI is your tire iron. I'm teaching you to drive. So I'm opening 5 seats. 5, not 50. I'm doing that because results require focus, and I like to sleep. I want to have my family time and live a balanced life myself. If you want a giant course with 1,000 strangers and a Facebook group full of cat memes, the internet will sell you one by noon. If you want outcomes, if you want proximity, if you want perspective and real wisdom earned and learned from somebody that has battled before, that's what I'm offering. All you got to do is take out your phone, text mentor, MENTOR, mentor to 84503. 5 spots. Side hustle, small business, talk to me. If I think I can add value, I'll tell you. If I think I can add value, I'll tell you that as well. So this is for someone who can commit 5 to 8 serious hours a week, someone willing to start imperfectly. Imperfect action is enormously better than perfect inaction. someone who can follow a plan for 120 days without making excuses, and someone that wants to make an investment in building their future with someone that has done it many times before. This is not for somebody that wants to be a professional course collector. This is not for somebody who wants the badge but not the work. And this certainly isn't for somebody that likes to make excuses for inaction or indecision. Anyone allergic to numbers, decision, or calendars, it won't work. I need you present. I need you open. If your heart is pounding a little right now, good. That means there's something here for you. All you've got to do is text MENTOR, MENTOR, to 84503. My team will be in touch. We'll ask you a few questions about your business. We'll set up a Spark call with me, 30-minute conversation with me. Let's discuss how to move you forward. All you got to do is be proactive. Business is about trusting your gut. Business is about making decisions. Business is also about seizing rare opportunities. This is a rare opportunity. So all you got to do is text MENTOR to 84503. All right, let's talk about outside the box marketing, because I'm really good at marketing. That's how I've built 3 separate businesses to 7-figure plus revenue businesses. Let's talk about the one thing that will make or break your side hustle faster than anything else, and that is exactly what I'm talking about now, marketing. Marketing is key, because let's be honest, the best product in the world sitting in a garage is just a hobby. Until people know you exist, you don't exist, period. You're hearing me right now because I am quite effective and sometimes really good at marketing, especially through direct response advertising. Okay? I'm doing it through radio right now. This is one avenue. This is one channel. But I love it because I know when I spend money on radio, I have an immediate, measurable result. When I tell you to text MENTOR to 84503, I know if that message is resonating. I know if somebody took action. I know how many people took action, and I know it usually within minutes. And here's the thing. Most new entrepreneurs are playing the marketing game like it's a slot machine. They shove quarters into Facebook ads, pull the lever, and pray that something happens. Sometimes the cherries line up, sometimes they don't. Usually they don't. I haven't had great success with Facebook ads, Meta ads, Google ads. I know some people do. It depends on the business. I haven't had great success, and I've gotten frustrated because it feels like when I spend money that way, it's obscure whether or not I'm getting results. It's kind of similar to the people that do, let's say, billboard advertising. For a large business, it makes an impression, but what was actionable, what really came out of it? What I like about direct response advertising, this radio show you're hearing, me talking to you right now, me suggesting that if you want to start that side hustle or really ramp up that small business you own, texting MENTOR to 84503, I will know if that works or not. I like that. I like it a lot. See, direct response beats diffused digital. I'm not anti-digital, by the way. I'm on social media. I use email. I'm in digital. But let me tell you a secret. The money is in direct response marketing and advertising, especially for many service-based businesses. Direct response means when I put a message out, I know if it worked within minutes, sometimes hours at the most. Somebody texts, somebody calls, somebody clicks. The cause and effect is immediate. It's measurable. It's crystal clear. This is a critical component to marketing for a small business with limited capital. It takes the guesswork out of your advertising spend, period. Compare that to most digital ads. It's like tossing a rock into the Grand Canyon and waiting for the echo. By the time you get feedback, you burn through your budget and you're left wondering, was it my ad, my offer, my audience, my haircut? You have no idea. With radio, with text-in offers, with podcasts, with trackable links, you can say, I spent X, I got Y. Here was my ROI. And friends, ROI, your return on your investment, especially when it comes to advertising and marketing, is the only math in marketing that matters. Let me give you a real-world example. I once tested radio ads for a local service business offer against Facebook ads. Same budget, same time frame. Facebook gave me likes, comments, a few emoji claps, and exactly one lead who ghosted me faster than a bad Tinder date. Radio, 10 leads in 2 days, 6 booked calls, 3 paid clients. And here's the kicker. Every one of them said, I feel like I already know you. That's the power of audio. That's the power of direct response. See, social media builds awareness slowly. It's like dripping water on a rock where the water divots are your profits, and it takes you years and years, sometimes decades, to see. Radio and other direct channels, it feels like a fire hose. You cut through the noise, hit people where they live, and invite them to act now, and you know if they act now. And so here's another thing I want to address. I just have to address it. This myth that many small business owners and side hustlers have. The myth, you know the myth I'm talking about. It's the myth of going viral. Everybody thinks that they're one post away from going viral. They're not. Going viral is a lot like winning the lottery. It's great if it happens, but it's not a strategy. You don't build a side hustle on buying lottery tickets. You build it on consistent, trackable marketing and advertising. And here's the other thing. Virality doesn't always mean money. I know people who've had millions of views on a video and made like $87.45. Meanwhile, a roofer runs a 30-second radio spot, gets 12 calls, and books $60,000 worth of work. Which one would you rather have? Attention without money or money without attention? If you're serious about business, you want the money, not fake attention. Obscurity, it equals death. Obscurity is the number one killer of businesses. If people don't know you, they can't buy from you, period. I don't care how good your product is. I don't care how polished your website looks. If nobody sees it, it's like a Broadway play performed in the basement of your grandma's house. Your mom claps, everyone else is clueless. Marketing is like oxygen. Without it, your business suffocates. And the fastest oxygen tank you can plug into is direct response marketing. Radio, text in offers, podcast reads, local partnerships, things where you know within 24 hours if it's working. Trackability versus guesswork. Here's why I love these outside-the-box channels. You can track them. Radio, I know exactly how many people texted in because I see the short code numbers. SMS, I know exactly how many people replied to a keyword and whether that's working. Direct mail, I know exactly how many people scanned the QR code or used the promo. Podcasts, I know exactly how many clicked on the unique URL that we gave. It's real data. That's control. That's running a business. Contrast that with Facebook's ad, where you get metrics like reach and impressions. Congratulations, 7,000 people saw your ad for half a second while scrolling past cat memes. Did it make you money? No. Or who knows? Not you. Let me give you some creative, non-standard ways side hustlers can win. Local radio reads. You don't need a national station. Buy 30 seconds on your local AM, FM talk station with a strong call to action. Community partnerships. Team up with a gym, a coffee shop, a realtor. Give them a sample script to mention your business. Track their redemptions with a code. Text to win campaigns. Offer a giveaway. People text a keyword to enter. Boom. You've got a list of people that you can drip on later. Guest podcasting. You don't even need your own podcast. Be a guest on 5 small local shows. Use a unique link. Live reads at events. Sponsor a high school football game. A broadcast. Have your name mentioned 5 times with a call to action. This is all outside the box, but it's where your dollars stretch further than burning it on Google or Meta's advertising altar. Now listen, I know some of you are thinking, but Graybeard, I love posting my motivational quotes on Instagram. Well, great. Keep doing it. But let me tell you, likes don't pay for your mortgage. Hearts don't keep the lights on. Emojis don't buy tacos. Cash flow does. And here's a truth bomb. Attention is not the same as action. Social media gets you attention. Direct response gets you action. And action is what builds businesses, not vanity metrics, not dopamine hits from little red hearts, cash in the bank from customers who called, booked, or bought. That's the scoreboard that matters. That's what you and I would focus on if you text mentor to 84503, because I'm only accepting 5 spots. I only have time in my calendar to mentor 5 small business or side hustle folks that want to launch something. It's been stirring inside you. I know I'm speaking to somebody out there in Radio Land. Somebody out there has a little stirring in their spirit right now that says, you know what? I've been waiting. I've been procrastinating, and it's been bothering you. And it's just been this thing that you sometimes go to sleep thinking about, sometimes wake up thinking about, and you haven't known how to launch. You hadn't known where to go. You hadn't known who to talk to. Well, maybe you're one of the 5. We won't know unless you text mentor to 84503. We'll ask you a few questions. My team will call you. We'll set up a 30-minute Spark call with me. See if we spark. See if there's an opportunity here I think I can add value to. And I've got 5 spots, not 6, not 7, 5. So here's your takeaway. If you're building a side hustle and your only marketing plan is social media, I think you're playing the building a business game on hard mode. It's the hardest way to do it. You're relying on algorithms and hoping that it works out. What you need is marketing you can measure, marketing that moves fast, marketing that cuts through the noise and tells you in 24 hours if you're onto something or not. That's what I teach my mentees. That's why I'm only looking for 5 people, because I want to help you build a real marketing engine, not just a bunch of posts nobody remembers tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, you don't need everyone to know you. You just need the right people to know you and to act. And that's marketing outside the box. Now, here's one other thing I want you to understand. I'm not going to go through all of the details because it would take too much time to do so, but we will definitely use AI tools. See, AI toolbox for side hustlers. I'm not talking about ChatGPT, okay? A lot of you don't really understand what AI is doing or how it can help you. Let's talk about the new intern you didn't know you had. The intern that doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't ask for a raise, doesn't roll its eyes when you tell it to redo the work. I'm talking about artificial intelligence. And now many of you out there are thinking, oh great, Graybeard's going to tell me about how to use ChatGPT. And you're right, ChatGPT is powerful. But listen, if that's all you know about the AI toolbox, you're like the guy who thinks the only spice in the kitchen is salt. You're missing garlic, you're missing pepper, you're missing cayenne, you're missing paprika, the stuff that makes your meal sing. Most people are dabbling with ChatGPT and asking it to write a haiku about their cat. Well, side hustlers in the know are using it to man entire armies of AI tools to run circles around the competition. And so did you know, for copy and marketing tools, AI, Jasper, Copy AI, Anyword, these are great tools to help you with copy and marketing, okay? Design and branding tools, Canva, Looka, Remove.bg. Remove.bg removed photo backgrounds instantly. Looka, need a logo? Looka can generate a logo for you in 10 minutes, okay, or less. Video and audio tools, Descript, Runway ML, Synthesia, Podcastle, all of these. You're starting a podcast about fitness. Descript edits out all the ums in seconds. Runway makes promo clips. Synthesia generates a Spanish language version of your intro. Suddenly, your podcast looks like it got production team of 12, and it's just you in a hoodie. Productive and automation tools, Zapier, Notion AI, Otter AI, e-commerce and sales tools, Shopify Magic, Tidio, vidIQ. These are all great tools. They're important to know what they are because they can save you time and they can save you a lot of money. It's important to save time and money when you're managing your side hustle and or your small business. All right, so we talked about why side hustles fail. We've talked about how marketing outside the box is your lifeline. Now let's talk about what it actually looks like to work with me. The gray-tiered. Let's hope you're not gray-tiered. The Graybeard mentorship. When I go fast, sometimes the words just don't come out right. Because listen, I don't want you wondering, okay, Graybeard, this sounds great, but what do you actually do with people? It's a fair question, and unlike most gurus, I've got a framework, not a mystery box. Here's kind of the framework overview. I've really 5 pillars. Number 1, assessment. Find your money lane. How are we going to make money with your side hustle, with your business? Model selection. Choose the right business vehicle. It depends on what you're doing, but would help you to figure that out. Marketing strategy. Build your direct response machine. The best money you can spend initially is the money that you know whether it's working or not. It's not obscured. It's not diffused. It's not impressions. It's not, fake visibility. Execution and cadence. Systems and accountability. Scaling. Turning small wins into something bigger. Okay? This is all part of the mentorship package. We would meet weekly. We would meet for at least 120 days, so 4-month commitment to launch this side hustle. Now, if you're interested in that, all you got to do is text mentor to 84503. I can't help everyone. I won't help everyone. I'm only going to open up my calendar to help 5 unique, different, passionate entrepreneurs either improve their existing small business now, if you're a small business owner now, or if you're wanting to launch that side hustle, I'll help you to launch that and hopefully launch it successfully better than you would have otherwise. And all you got to do is text mentor to 84503. Now, a little more background, okay? I've had the honor and the privilege to have been able to change careers and kind of reinvent myself several times in the past. It's given me a courage to start things. And this right here, this Graybeard show, this mentorship opportunity, this is now my 4th change, my 4th pivot, moving in a different direction. And I feel like this is the culmination of all of my life's work. 22 years as a fiduciary financial advisor, 22 years evaluating and analyzing businesses that were completely outside the stock market, investments that were non-traditional, business opportunities that were unique and different. It gave me a window into hundreds and hundreds of different businesses. Sold that practice in 2017. Decided I was going to try my hand at real estate flipping and investing. Flipped 12 high-end homes, made some money, but realized I didn't like that business. Fell into an opportunity in solar. Scaled that business up over the last 5 years to have my kids now run it. I just market for it, but they run it. And lastly, now this direct response opportunity that is using my skill sets to help others out there in radio land that want to move their life forward in some strategic way. I'm doing this to help other people with the knowledge and wisdom I've gained over years of being in business. If that has appealed to you, here's one last call to action. I am going to work with 5 people. I've got enough time in my schedule to work with just 5 people, small business owners, side hustle entrepreneurs, whatever it is. Tell me about what you want to do. Tell me about your idea. Tell me about how passionate you are. Tell me about how you're not going to make excuses and that you're ready, that you're finally ready. And all you got to do is be proactive. Business is about being decisive. Business is about trusting your gut. If you feel something right now, take out your phone, and all you got to do is text mentor, MENTOR, to 84503. Once again, you got to text mentor, MENTOR, to 84503. What will happen is my team will reach out to you. They'll ask you a few questions about your idea, about your business, about who you are, what you want to do. They'll set up a Spark call with me. A Spark call is an opportunity to see if we spark. See if there's an opportunity to work together here. All of it begins with texting mentor to 84503. And rest assured, I'm going to be back here same time, same place next week
This
to talk more Graybeard Out.
The Graybeard Show.
Learn,
Build.
grow.